Good evening and welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Logan Alexandra Russell. As we brace for potential severe weather over the next couple of days, Fox 54's weather impact team is declaring tomorrow a weather impact alert day. As storms roll in tonight, they could bring strong rain, heavy winds, and even a chance for tornadoes throughout tomorrow. Let's bring in Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, just how severe is the weather expected to get?
Well, as we head into the first round of showers and thunderstorms, that's going to move through late tonight, technically early tomorrow morning. Not forecast to move into the Tennessee Valley until 3 or 4 in the morning in some cases, maybe not until 5 o'clock in the morning. I think the primary concern is going to be the threat for some gusty, damaging winds. And even then, the wind gusts may only make it to 40 or 50 miles per hour. The overall threat for a tornado late tonight, early tomorrow morning with that initial round is going to be incredibly low. Not zero, but it is going to be incredibly low. For the time being, we're quiet, not just across the Tennessee Valley, but across North Mississippi as well. Now, there's been a couple of blips of rain that have attempted to pop up and attempted to blossom into a couple of different thunderstorms across North Mississippi over the last couple of hours, but that activity has thus failed. There's a solid cap on the atmosphere, a really nice lid on the atmosphere across North Alabama and North Mississippi, and that's keeping anything from going and developing. Now, there's a chance that that lid could kind of lift, that lid could open over the next couple of hours, and we could get some thunderstorms to develop across North Alabama, Northwest Alabama specifically, by the time we get to 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. But that chance is incredibly low. Let's talk about April 27th, 2011. It was a generational event because we had 3 distinct rounds of severe weather, all of which brought tornadoes. The first round was early in the morning, 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. The second round was late in the morning, early in the afternoon, 11 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the most powerful round of thunderstorms that moved through on April 27th, 2011 started at right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and would not come to a stop until 9 o'clock at night. In total, there were 39 confirmed tornadoes across the Tennessee Valley, 3 of which were an EF5 rating and impacted much of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. The biggest tornado was, of course, an EF5. It had maximum winds of 210 miles per hour and a path length of 106.9 miles. In the Huntsville forecast area, there were 100 deaths and at least 94 injuries as a direct result of those 39 tornadoes. And unfortunately, 35 of those 100 deaths were in DeKalb County alone.
April 27. I remember that day.
Midday comes and pretty much everything goes black.
There was houses gone that you didn't even know there was a house in place there.
It's a day many of us remember. Today marks 15 years since a deadly tornado outbreak killed hundreds and changed the lives of thousands across North Alabama. On April 27, 2011, 39 tornadoes moved through the Tennessee Valley, including 3 EF5 tornadoes. 253 people died statewide, with nearly 100 people losing their lives here in the Tennessee Valley. The storms reduced houses, businesses, community centers, and even schools to rubble. In Phil Campbell, the local elementary and high schools were severely damaged, forcing students to finish the school year at a local college and the next 3 years learning from 27 mobile units. Phil Campbell remembers the lives lost with a memorial at the elementary school and another memorial at Phil Campbell Memorial Park, remembering all 27 lives claimed by just one tornado. Coleman County was struck by multiple tornadoes during the outbreak as well. Downtown Coleman, Holly Pond, and Hansville all saw extensive damage. Officials in Coleman said the aftermath quickly became a moment of unity as residents worked together to bring recovery efforts. The Coleman Police Department posted on social media today, reflecting on the tornado, saying, quote, "We will never forget what we faced, but more importantly, we will never forget how we came together and overcame it." 15 years later, the landscape of North Alabama looks very different from the way it did that Wednesday in 2011. Homes have been rebuilt, new businesses stand where debris once lay, and the scars on the surface have largely faded. Today is about the stories of survival and seeing how far we've come since the largest tornado outbreak in our state's history rather. I spoke with Don Webster with HEMC, who told us that what this day was like for first responders and the challenges they faced. The streets and communities like Harvest today stand in stark contrast to the chaos of April 27, 2011. While the wind and the damage were devastating, Don Webster with HEMC says it was what happened after the storms passed that created a new crisis.
We've experienced tornadoes, but a true blackout from power loss for an extended period of time. I mean, we may have a power outage for, 4, 5, 6 hours, but for that long, it was an eye-opener.
That blackout lasted for days. First responders weren't just treating storm injuries. They were racing to help patients with medical devices which suddenly had no power. The desperation for basic necessities brought the community together. Webster recalls neighbors helping to move debris and grilling food before it spoiled, a resilience echoed by state leaders today. Senator Katie Britt and Congressman Robert Adderholt both released statements today honoring the 253 lives lost. But for Webster, the lesson that lasted for him is to be prepared.
Take heed of the warnings and the watches when they're predicting and saying, we've got bad weather tonight after midnight till early in the morning. Make sure that registers with you. Just don't shrug it off, say, it ain't gonna happen to me.
15 years later, Alabama remains vigilant, proving that while the wind can destroy buildings, it cannot break the spirit of the Tennessee Valley. It's a day that changed Alabama forever, but the aftermath also highlighted the unbelievable compassion neighbors can have for one another during disasters. On Saturday, residents in DeKalb County gathered at the county memorial to remember the 35 people they lost during the tragedy. Leaders say the anniversary is not only about reflection, but also resilience, highlighting how neighbors came together in the aftermath to help one another rebuild. The event also focused on preparedness, with weather radios given away and officials urging residents to stay alert during severe weather season. You can find our historical coverage of the 2011 tornado outbreak right here on Fox 54 Plus. A Discovery Middle School teacher arrested for allegedly having inappropriate contact with a student. The Madison Police Department says they conducted an investigation with Madison City Schools, leading to the arrest of Guilford Kibler Jr. Kibler faces 1 count of school employee sexual contact with a student under the age of 19. He's held on a $20,000 bond. In a statement to Fox 54, Madison City Schools said Kibler has been placed on administrative leave and is banned from entering any Madison City Schools property or participating in any school-sponsored activities. The school system is also encouraging anyone with information to contact Madison Police. This is the second arrest of a Madison City Schools employee for alleged misconduct this month, after Journey Middle School teacher Logan Thomas was arrested on April 16th. An Ardmore man behind bars after a violent series of attacks in Limestone County yesterday. Deputies responded to the 16,000 block of Lawn Road, where they found 4 people suffering serious injuries. Authorities say Glenn King severely beat an elderly man outside a home, forced his way inside, and assaulted 2 women, including an elderly woman. King then allegedly stole a car and hit another woman with it, and crashed into a tree before fleeing on foot and stealing a second car near a church and crashing again a short time later. 3 of the victims were hospitalized, including 2 who were airlifted for treatment. King was eventually captured by a dispatcher and correctional officer and arrested. He faces charges of attempted murder, robbery, burglary, and theft of property with more charges pending. Bond will be set by a judge at a later date. A 14-year-old boy rescued after falling from the top of the main falls at Little River Canyon National Preserve yesterday. Fisher Rescue said crews were called around 2:30 p.m. The teen received medical care at the bottom of the falls before being hoisted back up to the top. A medical helicopter was called to transport the teen for medical care. His current condition is unknown. The man who tried to storm the White House Correspondents' Dinner with guns and knives was charged today with the attempted assassination of President Trump. On Saturday, Cole Allen was able to breach security on the level above the ballroom where the event was taking place. He was taken into custody after the shooting and sat beside his lawyers in a brief appearance in Washington's federal court. Besides being charged with attempting to assassinate the president, Allen also faces 2 firearms charges. He did not enter a plea. A judge granted a prosecutor's request to keep Allen detained pending additional hearings.
Our yard floods out, front and back.
Residents in Athens are voicing the need for infrastructure improvements on Strain Road. We'll hear about their concerns coming up. And Athens city officials approved a zoning change for a data center. We'll tell you what tonight's vote means for the city after the break. After weeks of speculation online and hundreds of phone calls to the city of Athens is moving ahead with a change to the zoning ordinance addressing data centers within city limits. The council voted unanimously to allow any data center that wants to come to Athens would have to build inside the city's industrial park. Shown here, Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo explains.
The city of Athens is addressing the opportunity for a data center inside the city limits, but that comes with a set of stipulations before a company could announce its arrival. It's all to be proactive, with the city saying it's addressing data centers to match other cities in the region. The amendment would allow for the possibility of a data center in a conditional use agreement for the city's industrial zone. That means any future data center in that area would have to get special permits and go through a public input process to set up shop in the industrial park. But city leaders say Athens doesn't have the room for a massive data center, and this ordinance change would limit any construction to a confined area. In addition, the ordinance would give the city an option for future growth without making a guarantee for a new data center, giving residents a say before a company ever breaks ground.
We had no ordinance that addressed it in any kind of way, so to be proactive, we tried to look at addressing the ordinance when and if anything did come. Data centers, the best of my knowledge, has the need for anywhere from 75, 200 and so acres even to have a data center. The city of Athens has a total of about 40 acres in an industrial park. So there is no opportunity here.
The vote is expected to bring out residents from all over the city to give their input on the ordinance change. In Athens, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
We'll have more information about today's vote tonight on Fox 54 News at 9.
Radar is quiet for the time being, but that could change either A, over the next couple of hours, or B, as we head into the overnight early into your Tuesday morning. Tuesday is going to be a FOX54 weather impact alert day as we track multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms. We'll discuss in just a minute.
Over County 911, what's the address of your emergency service? Okay, your wife is in a bar, you said she's unresponsive.
This is what he's going to tell you.
How to get out of that situation.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir.
The only thing they could do was kill him.
You want to say anything?
We, the jury, and to find the defendant.
It was a beautiful Monday afternoon across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, and if we look at the radar this evening, it remains really nice and quiet. But we're beginning to see a couple of isolated thunderstorms try and develop across different portions of North Mississippi. Now, that activity has had a really difficult time firing up. It's been trying to fire up over the last couple of hours, but there's kind of a lid over the atmosphere, specifically across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, and then across much of North Mississippi. And that lid kind of over our atmosphere is doing a really good job at preventing further development. Now, if that lid holds, we're going to continue to prevent further development for the next several hours. But if that lid were to kind of lift, if that lid were to open, then this activity would continue to fire up and develop, and we'd be talking about the chance for some stronger thunderstorms to develop across northwest Alabama specifically by the time we get to 7 or 8 o'clock this evening, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. But if that lid holds, we're going to be dry until we get to the earliest hours of Tuesday morning, when this line of showers and thunderstorms currently impacting different portions of Missouri and Illinois drops to the southeast into our neck of the woods. And this is a really intense line of showers and thunderstorms right now. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, numerous different tornado warnings. But as this line drops to the southeast, it is going to weaken significantly. Now, some rain does try and build into the Tennessee Valley early into the overnight, but it really begins to fall apart. It really begins to weaken. And I think many of us are going to be dry. 3 o'clock in the morning, still dry. Look what happens 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Now a robust line of showers and thunderstorms begins to develop across the Tennessee Valley. First across southern Middle Tennessee, and then begins to drop into North Alabama. What I think is going to end up happening here within this line, we're going to get some gusty winds, wind gusts in excess of 40 or 50 miles per hour. We are going to get some very heavy rain, thunder and lightning, of course. There is an incredibly low, non-zero threat of an isolated tornado. But this time around, I just don't think that it's going to be in the cards with this specific system. I think our biggest concern is going to be the very heavy rain and the gusty winds, up to 60 miles per hour. For the most part, I think the winds would stay below severe limits. I think that where this is really going to impact you is that we're going to continue to talk about some very heavy rain as we head into the Tuesday morning commute. By the time we get to the lunch hour on Tuesday, a lot of this activity begins to fizzle out, but Futurecast does try and hold on to a little bit of rain. Let's talk about that second chance for showers and thunderstorms that's going to come Tuesday evening. If the atmosphere rebounds, if we get a day tomorrow very similar to what we saw today, where we get plenty of sunshine and our atmosphere is able to destabilize, the chance of severe weather is going to increase as we head into Tuesday evening and then into the overnight. So here's Futurecast early into the afternoon. Now, Futurecast is trying to hold on to a little bit of rain. That would be good news because it would prevent the atmosphere from destabilizing. But if it does destabilize and we have some energy to play with, then this round of showers and thunderstorms that kind of begins to move in between 7 and 8 o'clock in the evening is going to pack a really serious punch. As a matter of fact, we're going to increase the rain intensity. We're going to increase the gusty winds, maybe wind gusts in excess of 60 or 70 miles per hour. We would increase the threat for hail, and we would also bring about a tornado threat within this specific line of showers and thunderstorms that would come Tuesday evening into the overnight before dropping out of the Tennessee Valley by the time we get to the earliest hours of Wednesday morning. The Wednesday morning commute would be just fine, and then we'd be just fine as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Dry Thursday, other opportunities for just some rain as we head into Friday, Saturday, before we're dry Sunday and Monday. If you're going out this evening, for the most part, it's beautiful. Temperatures currently sitting in the upper 70s and lower 80s, and we are dry. Dropping into the mid 60s as we head into the overnight, but again, we're talking about that chance for some stronger thunderstorms. 78 on Tuesday, 77 Wednesday. Look how much cooler we get. By the time we get to Thursday and Friday, I've only got 70 degrees each day. 66 on Saturday, starting Saturday in the lower 50s. 67 on Sunday, but we're going to start Sunday in the lower 40s. But plenty of sunshine Sunday afternoon. 74 degrees by the time we get to next Monday.
A community in Athens has been asking for infrastructure upgrades for years, a plea that has long gone unanswered. Residents on Strain Road say they've seen consistent flooding issues with no solution in sight. The city of Athens has had a plan in progress for roughly 2 years, costing around $16 million to address drainage and gravity sewer issues. Residents were told upgrades would begin at the start of this year, but so far nothing has happened. FOX54's Gabe Glassman shows us their concerns.
When it rains in this Athens community, it doesn't go away easily. That's what residents are telling me, and they also tell me that these issues have persisted for years. Residents here on Strain Road say they were told improvements would begin at the start of this year to help fix flooding problems, but they tell us nothing has happened yet. They're continuing to seek answers to their long-asked questions.
Our yard floods out, front and back. Our septic tank is in the back, and water, comes down from the houses up from us, come down on us, and it fills the septic tank up, and then it washes on across. It just goes across here like a creek. We're not gonna give up, so we're gonna always keep asking because this is, it's concerning the way we live, and we're tired of it. They could help us if they want to.
The Limestone County NAACP is now stepping in, with President Wilbert Woodruff saying it would like to see the city, quote, put this on the fast track. In Athens, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
In a statement to Fox 54, Athens Mayor Ronnie Marks tells us he wants to see the project get finished, saying, quote, I wish it could have been completed yesterday, but like many large-scale infrastructure projects, it is taking more time than originally anticipated to make sure that everything is done correctly and to the highest standard. We'll have more on this story tonight on Fox 54 News at 9 and 10. A Huntsville Italian dining destination has shut down its doors for good. Bravo Italian Kitchen at Bridge Street Town Center confirmed their closure with a notice posted on the restaurant's door. The closure comes amid their parent company's bankruptcy, citing rampant inflation, rising food and labor costs, high interest rates, and reduced consumer demand.
Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide moving up in the national recruiting rankings after getting a commitment from the top QB in Louisiana. We'll talk to that five-star prospect about his decision next in sports.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9. Featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked on Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True Crime Warrior Style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look, to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.
We'll be going to the University of... Alabama head football coach Kalen DeBoer has received a lot of criticism for not being as dominant as Nick Saban has during his tenure. But after getting to the college football playoffs last season, DeBoer is laying a foundation in both coaching and recruiting, and Elijah Haven's commitment is an example of that. Haven is the #1 quarterback in the class of 2027. The 6'5" signal caller from the Dunham School in Louisiana, choosing Alabama over the likes of Georgia, Auburn, Baylor, and Florida. Last season, he threw for nearly 4,000 yards and set a Louisiana high school football record with 62 touchdown passes while leading his team to a state championship inside of the Caesars Superdome. He also rushed for 793 yards and scored 11 touchdowns on the ground. Haven says that Coach DeBoer and his staff were consistent in their recruiting.
At the end of the day, I got to do what's best for me and my family. You know, that's really all that matters at the end of the day. And we felt like Bama was the best option that can develop me not only as a person, but a man as well. Just throughout the whole process, I feel like Bama's been the most consistent with the coaching. Coaches reaching out and, you know, building that relationship with them. It got crazy in the process with, you know, coaches, you know, moving to different schools, getting fired from jobs. Bama was just the most consistent, and we were able to, you know, build a very strong relationship with them.
All right, boys and girls, that'll do it for your Fox 54 Sports Report. I'm Mo Carter.
Coming up tonight on Fox 54 News at 9, the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting suspect made his first appearance in court today, where he was charged with attempted assassination. We'll tell you what investigators are looking for as the case progresses. Today is Confederate Memorial Day, and faith leaders in Alabama are calling for an end to the holiday. We'll take you to Montgomery to hear their plea. Residents in one Athens neighborhood are searching for answers after years of flooded roads and no solutions. We've got those details coming up tonight on Fox 54 News at 9. Netflix and McDonald's are partnering up to offer a strange new Happy Meal. The two brands are teaming up to make a Happy Meal inspired by Stranger Things to celebrate the release of Stranger Things Tales from '85. Each meal comes with a custom Stranger Things inspired box, as well as collectible characters, toys, and Stranger Things activity book, and a QR code to unlock a digital experience.
I do not recall a time in my life when I have had a greater desire for a Happy Meal.
You know, I haven't watched Stranger Things yet, but I really need to get on the trend. I feel like I'm way behind.
You have never seen a single episode of Stranger Things? Do you know what happens? Like, have you managed to avoid spoilers?
No, I really don't know what happens. So yeah, I've avoided them, yeah.
So it really would truly be a whole new experience for you.
It would, yes.
I feel like you need to, wow. It's very rare that you meet somebody that has never seen a single episode of Stranger Things. We're still quiet across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, watching shower and thunderstorm development across Mississippi that could bring some stronger storms into northwest Alabama by 8 or 9 this evening.
Well, that's all we have for you on Fox 54 News at 6. We'll see you later tonight at 9.